Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Today is Wednesday, August 2nd. And this is not like any other summer day in the market. Today we have 42 points of range and 304,000 contracts traded due to news from Fitch, which degraded the U.S. debt holding. What is it? Wait. I got it. News that Fitch cut U.S. debt rating from AAA to AA+, which led to a 20-point gap downwards and 100% short inventory, accompanied with a key test of this 52 area. So, there's great potential for the gap to be filled, which we're considering 4601. We'd expect an open somewhere around here where the day levels hold and potentially test a lower, and then we see the day levels hold and we impulse back up towards 85 stock zone. And if we could break 85, then we have the gap close at the low of day, and then we have the scene of the crime and the century figure at 601. And if we get up there, we should be cautious on shorts. There's opportunity to catch the shorts off sides and to squeeze higher, where our next key target is 23 to 25. Alternatively, if the first move is to the upside and we see support ideally around this 85 stock zone, then potential for price to come lower to test Thursday's low at 63. And if buyers can't find their footing there, potential to test the overnight low. And beyond that, gravy, 46 and 30. There's also the potential for smaller potential for chop between 85 and 63 if buyers and sellers are unable to push through those two areas. So that's what we're looking at this morning. It's going to be a very interesting day, to say the least. We have our journal from yesterday. So we did pretty good yesterday. This is our biggest winning day in, I think, 12 or 13 trading days. Yeah, it was pretty good. We took a loss at the end of the day, which, I mean, I think that there was a potential for the closing swing trade. But we were almost done with the day. So maybe it was too late. I don't know. Oh, that's not a trade. Anyway, so yeah, responsive buying potentially this morning, same as yesterday. Yesterday, there were a few trades that I took. There was one trade specifically that was not good. We see the outside edge of this profile, and here's me shorting the outside edge, which just turns into mean reversion. And yeah, I sold the low, so that's never fun. These are the shorts, pullbacks, with the VPOC being too high. I end up getting long, and then I get stopped on the news, and then it comes up and it still wouldn't have reached my target. I came in this morning with a great mindset. I reminded myself to keep things slow and to remember that we are a two-sided trading environment, which served me well. So yes, that's the same thing I was thinking this morning during my meditation, that it's extremely important for me to keep the market slow. And along with keeping the market slow means that I have the emotional ability to be detached enough to call out context changes and also to interpret what they may mean. So I know that there's still potential for two-sided trading this morning. I know that there's a lot of different scenarios that are wide open. So the most important thing for me this morning is to understand where my biases lie and understand when context changes to pick up on it. I gotta poop. Okay. So we see price discovery on both sides with the most volume at 80. We see the key test of 52, and here's the gap closure. We're currently seeing some decent selling after a hold of this 85 stock zone. So we know the scenarios. We also know that the market has fallen out of this consolidation. Let's see if we could zoom out a little. I guess not. Yeah. So we have this large consolidating area. So there's potential for two-sided trading today, as always. But there's going to be a lot of range and room to take plays, likely. So, I had a lot of patience yesterday on my 2 trades in the morning. I waited like an hour and a half for them to hit. And I was really good at calling out changes in context. And I caught a move down, a move up, and then a move back down. Not that I have to catch every move, but I did. So that was due to vigilance of calling out changes in the market and being slow enough to recognize what was happening and detach enough. Yesterday I was struggling to place my stop loss in the right location. I was struggling with like a few ticks and like placing it behind the prior swing, and I need to be willing to put my risk on the table when I think I have an edge and not get stopped out for no reason. So let's keep that in mind and let's not let that happen again today. Okay? When I say things, I need to account for them as new information, as my potential perspective of the market and my perception, and trust my gut and let it guide me. When we see reversal structures in key areas, or if we see an area that may offer a reversal structure, it's going to be extremely important to wait and be patient to see a legitimate sign that the market may be reversing, instead of taking the first entry I see and then getting stopped out before it makes the move, which is a problem that I've always struggled with and something that happened to me yesterday. And it's something that I could cut out of my trading that would make a big difference. Strong recognition of context changes today and capitalization on that. So the same thing today. Recognizing context changes will give me the ability to have range for trades, and also it'll be extremely important for me to recognize structure accompanying these changes. So, my goals for today. Sometimes an extra half a point makes the world difference. Do not fear of losing money. Continue the thoughts of creating a strong emotional connection to my passion. Feel what I am doing as I thought last night in hot yoga and followed through with today, and what I thought this morning. Create structure in my life. Hot yoga in the mornings. Embrace losses as a learning experience of myself in the charts. Don't let losses get me down. Very important that today, if I do have a losing day, that I get back on the horse and I learn from it. Recognize the higher time frame context and let it be my guide to my market perception. This morning, I didn't start with higher time frame context, but I went back to it. Anticipate potential changes in context and account for new chart information. Wait for structure. See where structure lies and do not trade into it. So don't trade into structure. Range. Okay? This morning, my breathing exercise was excellent, and I accompany that to taking care of myself last night and this morning. So, let's have a great day with process-oriented mindset and good decision-making abilities. All right. So, as per our experiment, we're not trading the first 10 minutes. And it's important, even though I know, just to remind myself that the reason why I'm not trading the first 10 minutes is considered a scientific experiment. And it's meant to gather insight. So I have 30 days of data on that, on trading the first 10 minutes, and it's not good results. So we're going to see if my P&L is higher when I don't trade the first 10 minutes. Today may be the type of day where trading the first 10 minutes could be profitable, but it doesn't matter to me. So our first scenario is a test lower into 65-ish zone, which it seems like we may be getting now. And then a push higher. Second scenario is rejection of 85 and then test lower. So we get a test down into 65. No migration yet. We have liquidity underneath. We're auctioning the 65 zone. There's a push. So pullback would probably offer some sort of long. So that may be a long at 68. Gap mid is 79.25. We break the low here. And here's more selling. So this is why I'm not trading the first 10 minutes. And we're still pushing through 65 here. We're creating volume. Liquidity is stepping down with price here. We see a large buy iceberg and potential for migration. This looks like maybe potential for mean reversion. Here's a low volume node. Potential to test in to VWAP. Liquidity above. There's a migration. A lot of volume being put in here, so it's saying that 67.5 is potentially too high. Although with this structure, we've tested this auction and liquidity is pulled. And it looks like the market may choose lower. FT says 4560 below, 4584 above. If 60 doesn't hold here, we have key low at 53.75. So this is congruent with an opening drive. Let's see what happens at this 60 level. Large liquidity stepping in. So we're seeing this 60 get chewed through. Another high volume node here, right above 60. Here's the test of the high volume node. Liquidity stepping in. Price is testing 60 from beneath. Potential for a migration. And we see a move upwards, a test of this auction. There's a migration and a potential short with around 1.5 points of risk. another migration. Price check VHVN. So we're looking to see what happens at the 60 level. It's very key. LVN here. Test into the LVN, back below retail price at 60. So it does not seem like we want to be on the long side. John says everybody's waiting for someone else to be wrong first. LOL. So if we start to see this crazy impulse to the upside, then we could switch our stance to long as per scenario 1. And if we see an impulse below 60, then potential for scenario 2. So here we see the VWAP contested and a push above the VWAP. We have a VHVN here at 64. We're getting a squeeze upwards from the 60 area. Liquidity here. Looks like a selling structure with divergence, but we have the VWAP here, and we're auctioning this high volume node. There's a test of VWAP. Okay. Potential for a migration back upwards. And then if we get a VPOC migration, there's potential also for a price check of 60 as the VHVN as potentially too low. Right in line. So this VWAP held. High volume node at 66. LVN at 66. High volume node at 67.5. VHVN 67.5. We're above the VPOC, we're above the VWAP and the mid. We've rejected the 60 level, so congruent with scenario 1 so far. Here's a retest of the high volume node. I'm not sure what's happening with this chart. All right, so that would have worked. So unfortunately, that costed me. What are you going to do, though? ES works back in an opening swing after a quick attempt lower. I'm still watching without a strong bias yet. Here's some decent selling. So that was a break of the high. LVN here. High volume node. So let's stay vigilant because it's very hard to enter when these are right next to each other. After seeing the seller step in. So we test the high volume and we see a rejection. Back to the low volume node. And now there's potential with this maybe being too high if we break here to test VWAP, which aligns with the high volume here. Test of the mid here. So we see break higher, hold the VHVN, test the opening swing high, reject, fall below the high volume node, test and rejection. So we might see a VPOC migration here. break this auction. We're going to come back down to retest. Waiting to see what happens. If we get the VPOC migration, or when we do, there's still potential to test down to 60. No break above here yet. Testing the VHBN. I mean the VPOC. Obstacle here. If we start breaking above, then there's potential for inside out. This could also be considered an outside edge. So it's pretty tricky because it's like I could see merit in both sides. It's hard to go long down here. So we test the high volume here, and we see a rounded top and not so much respect for this area. Low volume node here and high volume node here. We're in balance here, which surprisingly means mean reversion. So I might want to try to be a buyer here if we get down to this high volume node and or pick the low a day. But if it's very aggressive and there's no structure, reversal structure, then I'm not interested. Yes, the O's have been broken on both sides. Open auction, out of range, lower. Respect shown for FSV WAP on the initial test from below. Still just watching. Guys, patience. Wait for your vetted trades in alignment with context. Current condition in this distribution is balance. So, we have an auction, we break, we test lower, but we hold here, and then we break higher, and now we're testing this auction. We have the outside edge up here at 67. Tom says the outside edges of this distribution are very tight. So there's potential for alignment at the outside edges. Here's an outside edge. But we also have this down here. Let's see what this VHVN test brings. Here's a test of the LVN. Some heavy buying. I meant selling. This can't be a trade because we're in balance. This would be diddling in the middle. So we test down to the LVN, and now we're back up in the middle. Tom says observe balance, patience. So tested this side, back into the middle. Potential to test the other side. We're on the outside edge of this large distribution. Or small. Sorry. Sorry, South. ES appears to be trying to find support around RTH VWAP, yet unable to push higher. Still just watching. Tom says observe mean reversion, but no range in the distribution, not a rec. So believe it or not, this is the outside edge. It's a little too tight for me. Now we're testing the lower outside edge. We didn't really catch a bounce around here. Not really a strong bias yet because any bias would just kind of be a guess. I guess the bias is down. That's a test of the outside edge. We have 60. Unless we just rip off faces. A test to 60 might give a price check back to the mean. $65.75 is the outside edge. And the stop would be at 67. 67.5 would be the stop. And 64.5 would be the scale. In an attempt for a potential alignment for a test of 60 VHVN and then key support 53.75. Fairly orderly here, I would say. Now we're back at the lower outside edge. I think it's a fine idea. It's just tight. It's the context that I couldn't recognize on Monday and Friday. Here we are auctioning the LVN. HVN check. Potential to pick this low or to continue. Large buy ice. Not catching a bounce. Liquidity stepping in. We're not looking for longs. Wow. There's a break of the low. High volume here at 60. Looks like the selling may be on. liquidity steps in here at 59. So we're coming into this key support. We have the stat below. And it looks like we'll probably continue. A test of 60 could offer a short. A little bit of volume being created here. No range for a short with this below and inside of this key support. Seeing some divergence. So either we'll catch a bounce here or we'll fall out. I do not know. Test of this micro high volume node. Yes, resolving lower out of that chop, noting that we seem to turn with respect to FSVWAP. So 58 is the outside edge of this profile, 58.5-ish. 60 is the high volume node. That's a test of 57. A lot of volume being created here. So that means that a scale has to be by 56. Not too much until 60. This is a very tight range here with the outside edge being at 57.25. And we're breaking up. Another outside edge of the last consolidation at 58, which makes it tricky. And it seemed like that may have been enough. Observe behavior on sequential distributions. Narrate. No low yet, but this buy iceberg is getting pretty large. There's a break. 2,000 buy icebergs. High volume push here. Overnight low at 52.25. Yes, support slash bids present again ahead of previous week's low, overnight collision area, but unable to get rotation higher. If short, you'd want to see us get the overnight low in this push rather than revert with a potential higher low. There's the overnight low. And we see some accelerated selling. Yes, overnight low taken. The weekly one time frame has been broken. Definitely some opportunities in here. Right here. That was an opportunity. There was one. I tried for the second one, but we didn't get high enough. It should have been more like 56.5 anyway. 65.5, I mean. So 56 is our first area of interest. Shorts only for me. Action is consistent with gap and go, says John. So 56 is really the first area of interest here. First area of interest 56.5 for a test of the low. Watching for 56.5. Liquidity aligning with high volume node. Key support may turn into resistance. That's a test. I don't understand. Oh, fuck. Show up. We're still watching for a potential short here. We see the price check. Want to see if this 54.75 area gives. Or if we start breaking above, then potential for 60 aligned with mid and VWAP. So now we're on the other edge of this profile. So potential eyes for a lot of alignment here. VHVN, mid, and VWAP. Low volume node at 58. Here comes some sellers with support around 57. IB will be set here in 2 minutes. So this LVN was too high. Now we're going to price check the high volume node here. Yes. Now breaking the intraday one time framing lower, I'd expect some resistance at RTH mid on an initial test. Pushing above that area, I would expect to retest the structure we put around 65 stock zone. Also noticing FSVWAP is being pulled lower towards the area. If retested, that would be my line in the stand for a short bias. FSVWAP is at 67. Yep. So this was too high. Now we have this area that could potentially be retested. or we could just reject. I'll look for a test back into this area, as we've tested higher, we've found the seller, and we have this auction just above aligned with this high volume node, which sellers may defend. So that's a pump into this area. And our stop is above the outside edge. And we're looking to get filled for our scale on a pullback to this volume here. And then we're looking for the IBL. And then we're looking for 46-ish. Let's just do it. So we're holding this area currently. And we have 55 volume and 65 volume. 55 and 56. Here's another test. Considered an outside edge. Do the roar. Do the roar. Do the roar. Fuck you. Alright, well, I have a set of balls. I'll say that. It's orderly. What are you going to do? And now a retest would be a migration potentially. And we're holding for big moves. So we broke the low here, and an orderly auction would mean that there's going to be a potential pullback to this area, and maybe we'll see VPOC migrate. But we also have this volume here. And we did have a rejection. So that might be too high. And we might leave this structure. And if we start breaking above, then we could pick stops. And then we could see VPOC migrate. Or we can continue on to 60. We'll see if seller wants to try to take this area now. I see liquidity here. And that's another orderly push lower. Now potential test of this 55 area, or we continue to push for the overnight low. So we're not able to get above this 53 area yet. Here's a 55 test, potentially. Extremely orderly right now. Let's not get lulled to sleep by it. And this is the overnight low that is being held. But we know that the IB is the active stat. And it looks like we're going to make a push for it. Near miss. Should come back around. We did just break this auction, but we tested here. So nothing to worry about on the microstructure. All right. Wow. Potential for an IBC. If it wants to retest here, then I will be out. Here's the IB. Potential entry. No lower low here, but weak with 3 tests. So we have the IB game, quote unquote. And if it breaks above, I'm not going to wait for it to reach all the way up here. We'll see if we get that next push into the micro composite. Not catching a bounce yet from this area. There's a break, fairly strong. Wow. We'll see if we get a reversal on a test of this 46 area. John said ES low looks weak, pretty decent fight, key support zone, that's sellers 1. Unless that gets taken back, I'd expect a test of 4546. And we're gonna be holding for lower until there's a reason to exit. And I think a stop above the IB is a wise decision. So I'm pretty comfortable with this. Right now I'm risking 5 points to potentially make 13 on one free contract. That's already in profit. So the rules of uncertainty state that I cannot be a bitch. I think that's how it goes. A lot of volume off of this. Volume here, 47.5. Test. $49. That's a potential short. I'm gonna go pee. That was a nice short. That was another short. Orderly. High volume at 45. So that's a nice short. Yep. Volume being created here at 40. See if we could take out this liquidity. And then there becomes another potential opportunity. Targeting that 30. There's a break. Let's see if we get that structure. Not getting the exact push I would like. All right, well, that's it. Maybe trying to go short down here is not the best choice. Wait for some sort of pullback. So now the market could come up quite a ways. We have 45, 47, So the market caught here. And there's potential for it to climb. We have the IB. Price check. Another test higher. This thing has the potential to go higher. We have the 46 area that's important, though. And beyond that, we have the IBL. A lot of volatility today, I'll say that. I find myself thinking, oh, maybe I should have had my trailing stop somewhere else, but the idea I was thinking that before I was emotional about it, that this is probably a good area, probably should mean something to me, right? We get the push up and I get stopped. Then we price check, and now we're testing higher, so there's something to be said about the emotional mind and how it will change your perception of the market or whatever you're perceiving in life. But the idea that before I was emotional, I had my stop here means that maybe my unemotional mind was, more correct or had something else in mind. Because who's not to say that it comes up here after breaking this auction?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we had some big news hit the tape after we discuss that and what that means for the financial markets on today's Stock Market Brief show. Hopping right into it today, not wasting any time. Yes, Fitch downgraded the U.S. credit rating. We went from AAA to AA plus. Now, we should be well aware that this for daily expected move, which is 458.71, to potentially the upper weekly, which is 462.30, tag the low.
These trades are a little bit lower probability now. Would want to see some more juice. Never got the chance for an IBC. Could have done it here. I just don't like doing it. If we would have broken, then I would have done it. So this is the reason why I'm not so interested in taking these trades after seeing this, because there's a certain likelihood that we come up and test areas we left behind. We have an LVN coming right into the IBL. That's a pretty important area. So we would want to see a pick of the IBL. A pick of this area brings us to the LVN, which is another area of interest, right into 48.5-ish. Liquidity aligned with this LVN. We have the century figure, half century figure, aligned with the IBL for a test, and we have this 49. So we're looking really at 49 to 51 and a half, or just 51. 49 to 51. Here's a test of the microcomposite and an LVN here. Some decent buying. We have volume here at 44.5. And this 48 area is the outside edge, separating two different distributions. Pretty key. $48.5 to $49.75. A selling structure, but here's support. Large selling volume into support. Hip up.
Hi, Pop. Hi, Pop. Hi, Pop. Oh. Oh. Good pets. Good pets. Good pets. Oh. Good puppy pets. Good puppy pets. Oh. Oh. Wow. Oh. Hello, my pup. Oh. Whoa. You have your dolphin? Oh. Ah. Dolphin for the pup. Dolphin for my troubles. Thank you for the dolphin. Thank you for the dolphin. Oh, Pop. Whoa. no puppy, no puppy.
Oh. Oh my god, Pop. Oh my god.
Outside edge. Not even a pullback.
Oh, I love you. I love you. Do you know this? Do you know this? I do. Oh, those are good pets. Those are good pets.
Well, nothing left for me to do, so I'm gonna go eat. Yeah. And then I'm gonna come back, because, you know. And, it's pretty fun. Is there any world where you could find a long here? Long and then just leave for the day and come back and see what happens? Buy ice. Well, I'm not trading this afternoon. I got 8 more minutes. Let's see what happens.
These are nice pets. Wow, puppy. Wow. Wow.
Wow, puppy. Oh my god, pup. I'm anticipating that this area gives. if this then that. 40 held, large impulse to the volume, basing. And if we break this area, then potential to test LVN and IBL, as stated earlier.
Oh, wow. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. I can't stop petting my dog. I just can't stop. Oh, puppy. Puppy, puppy, puppy. Oh. Puppy, pup. Oh, yeah.
Here's a break. Liquidity, IBL, this whole area offers alignment. What else does this mean? Caution.
Oh my God, a sock! A sock!
Okay. Coming up. If we just get a quick pick, that's very different than a base and then a move. One's faster, obviously. And if we're basing, it gets a little bit more tricky. We're currently sitting on the outside edge. I actually don't like that view when I'm looking at this, because it is deceptive.
Oh, give me.
Yes, since the reopen, we have seen an abundance of supply, sellers, and have not seen aggressive buying. Strong delta, buyers seeing these lower prices as bargains. Key test areas above are 48 to 50 IB low. This is initial resistance. If this area is breached and held, I'd expect to test a 54 stock zone / RTH mid / VWAP / previous week's low. The region is significant for a number of reasons and was a big fight on the way down. If buyers are able to push and hold that level, it will be a significant shot across the bow for a short bias going into the rest of the day. So this 48 area, we haven't gotten the test yet, in my opinion.
I got the puppy. I got the puppy.
Volume. Still looking for higher.
Ah, you puppy. Biting dog. A biting doggy. A biter. A biter.
So, I consider this like volume held this test. And if this is too low, then maybe this is also too low.
What the heck? What'd you do? What'd you do?
But what do I know? And if the area is rejected and we see this sort of structure, then it's really possible that we see a VPOC migration. Like we base, we break, and then VPOC migrates. Really? 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 Alright, well, although there's action to be had, I'm not going to sit around for the next half hour. I'm going to eat and then review. GG's.
What? You're still here. You're still here.
Puppy's still here. The puppy's still here. Oh my God, puppy. Oh my God, puppy. All right, well, I'm back. We're testing the IB. There's a test. Stops. We're looking to see if it just rips or what happens. See some stop divergence. I feel like I should be careful here. Yes, pushes through IB low without much of a fight. IMO shorts would want to be careful here. I think this is the type of mistake that I make sometimes. That's a bit painful. You know what I think my issue is with this? As soon as I see the play, I'm always entering, and I just feel like it's too early. I'm going to have to review that one too. Because this is the same thing that always happens, and I don't like these plays. I think because a lot of times I struggle to have patience. I don't know. I'm hungry.